Yeah, there we go.
All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Congratulations.
All right, we did that.
All right.
And should I just mention to people, listen, so Nettie Grote is participating remotely on Zoom because she's not feeling well, and I just to make sure everybody knows, we checked the policy 0164 for meetings. It's permitted if due to illness of a member, and she can still vote on everything and participate normally in the meeting. So.
Perfect. Moving on, we will move to the approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting on March 9th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
Second.
All right, properly moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. We also have approval of the minutes of the special board meeting from March 24th, 2026.
I move to approve.
All right, do I have a second? All right, properly moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to our approval of general fund vouchers 83153 through 83195, voiding 81410, and wire transfers 2026-0346 through 2026-0392.
I move to approve the general fund vouchers, void, and transfers as read.
Second.
All right, properly moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Procedure for public comments. We have no public. Moving on to approvals of resignations and retirements. We have none of those
We have none in
either.
there. Nope, none in there.
Oh, it's a good night.
Yeah.
Approval of hires. We've got a few of those.
Okay, yeah, so talked about some of these openings at the last meeting. So we have a couple of elementary paraprofessional aides that were added. So Cassie Harrer and Kathy Lee Sigsworth. I'd like to recommend them for approval. And then we also have a long-term substitute speech-language pathologist who'll be covering just for a few weeks for the end of the year for maternity leave, and her name is Karen Wick. She is a retired educator from the Menominee School District who lives between here and Menominee, so she's going to be a great fit, I think, for that. So Cassie Hare, Kathy Lee Sigsworth, Karen Wick.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the new hires.
Okay.
Second.
Second. All right, properly moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, any opposed? All right, motion passes. Moving on to the approval of 66.0301 Shared Nursing Services Agreement.
Okay, so just to remind everyone, this will be the third year that we've done it. Maybe we'll be starting our third year. We share nursing services. Kaylee Mateski, we share her as a school nurse with Turtle Lake and Clayton. Turtle Lake holds her contract, and we contract then technically with Turtle Lake for 22 days, so 2.5 days per month. And she serves as our nurse, basically as a consultant for our office staff who do many of the day-to-day, the health tasks. So just reapproving her contract for next year, which is attached.
Well, I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, properly moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes. You ready, Greg?
Go ahead,
All
I'm
right.
still moving.
Okay. Moving on to the approval of the 2026 summer school contracts for teachers.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and table that till May.
Okay.
So we thought we might have it finalized, but they're still doing some tweaks to the schedule and finalizing things, so we'll just do that in May, which will be just fine.
Yep. Okay, perfect. We'll move on to the approval of the supplemental student accident insurance renewal for 26-27.
Okay, so a lot of years we do this more like in May or June, but they came around with the renewal sooner. But this is supplemental insurance, so this would be like if we have a student gets injured at school, they sprain their ankle at recess, or get hurt in phy ed class or chemistry class, or it also covers our sports injuries. So again, it's supplemental. It doesn't pay for everything, but it pays for whatever the family's insurance does not cover. So it's something that we've had for a long time. So it's student assurance is the name. There's no rate increase again this year, and so it's a cost per pupil with our number of students going down each year. We actually were paying a little bit less this year from last year, and that's been the trend lately. So with the student assurance contract, you can see both parts of it there. The athletic part is a set rate based on the size of our school, and then the K-12 school day portion is there as well. So it's $9,886 total for the year.
I'll make a motion to approve the supplemental student accident insurance renewal for 26-27.
Second.
All right, it's properly moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion passes.
All right, then the next item of business then is approval. Thanks, Christie.
Yep.
The next item of business is the approval of Elevate K-12 for Spanish language instruction for 26-27.
Okay, so I'll let Mr. Melberg kind of take the lead on talking us through this, but Elevate K-12 is who we've worked with the last 4 years since we have not been able to hire a Spanish teacher, and as our needs have changed. So I'll let Mr. Melberg go through that.
You'll notice that it's going to be less again this year. This is the third straight year that we've decreased the services that we're doing with Elevate. For next year, what we're asking is that Elevate continues to teach our junior high Spanish courses. That is a live one-to-one teacher that just teaches our kids. What we found at the high school level, that we can better serve our kids through some other programs, through a program called Edgenuity, where it's one-on-one with them.
For high school, you're talking about?
For high school, which in the last couple of years we've done Spanish 1 with Elevate, and it gets a little tricky because we can only put it in one spot in the schedule, and usually that only fits one grade level, so it's tough for kids to fit it in their schedule. So we've got an alternative that will serve them better, but we still want the teacher-led course for our 7th and 8th graders. So this year we're requesting Elevate for just 7th and 8th grade for a total of $9,900. Last year we did, just to give you a comparison, I believe we did 8th grade and a Spanish 1 for a full year with high school kids, and the price was $24,000. So we're gonna save a little bit, but we will spend about $4,000 to $5,000 with the high school online classes that we'll use for Spanish. So there's a little bit of an offset there. But tonight I'm just looking for the approval of the $9,900 for Elevate.
What percentage of the kids that need to take a foreign language get theirs done in 7th and 8th grade?
7th and 8th grade, we're required by the state to offer Spanish to 7th and 8th graders, but it doesn't count towards anything for graduation. It doesn't count if they're going to apply for college. Colleges don't look at it as a 7th and 8th grade. It has to be taken in high school. What has changed in high school is in the last 4 or 5 years, previous to the last 4 or 5 years, basically every college around, 4-year school around, required 2 years of foreign language in high school in order to get in. Now in the UW system, the only one left requiring that is Madison. But what we tell all students is, even if like an Eau Claire doesn't require it to get in, if you don't have it, they want you to take it when you get there. So we're still encouraging kids to take 2 years of Spanish or 2 years of foreign language in high school.
The junior high, they call it, it's called exploratory course. So it's, kind of like with the other things we expose kids to in junior high, trying to get them exposed to, whether it's career and tech ed classes and those kind of things. So it's just part of that whole cycle.
Interesting. Glad I asked that question. Thank you. All right. Any other discussion? I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the Elevate K-12 for Spanish language instruction for 2026-27.
Second.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the Spanish language instruction for 26-27. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion passes. The next item of business, the update on health insurance renewal for 26-27 is not good news, so we're just going to skip it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
I just kind of want to give an overview our renewal came back for next year for 26-27, and for the last 5 years we've had no increase, or we've actually had some decreases. And this year, kind of the other shoe dropped with just higher levels of claims and so on. So we did come back with a rather large increase for next year, and so we've got Sean Fitzgerald, who's our insurance broker for health and dental. He's going to be joining us here in a few minutes, and when we do go to closed session, he's going to be able to talk about more details about some strategic options, or some options we may want to try to look at as far as where do we go from here with the renewal that we got back. We have been with Medica for many years, probably 10 or 15 years. They've been a very good partner with us. So, one of the things that he'll kind of explain too is that when our rates have stayed so low, so the amount we're paying in has stayed low, and then when you get higher amounts of claims, it just kind of get the double whammy with that ratio. You might get some higher claims, but then you also are paying in less, so that loss ratio just gets a little bit bigger. So it's not the end of the world. We will, we'll do some problem solving, and we'll figure it out, and we'll do what we always do and figure it out. But just wanted to kind of put that out there. I did, when we had in-service a couple weeks ago, I did get a chance to talk to at least, it wasn't every staff member, it was the teacher groups, and just kind of gave them kind of the same message, just a heads up that we're working through that, and that's an issue for us to work on. But
Chris, did you mention what percent we were looking at initially?
No,
And you did that on purpose?
Because I don't think that's going to end up what it ultimately ends up being. So I think Sean can kind of talk about that a little bit tonight, about some things we can try to do to do better. So.
All right. Then we'll move on to the next item of business, which is the renewal of April 7th, or the review of the April 7th, 2026 school board election and canvassing committee's results.
So we had the canvassing committee meeting on Friday. Nettie was here for that. We did not have any, unexpected things or surprises in our election. We had 2 incumbents running for 2 open seats unopposed. So Greg Frenshu and Corey Munson were both reelected with, well over 500 votes apiece. And there was a total of 9 across all of the 8 different town or municipalities. We had 9 different scatterings of so on. So still had a pretty good turnout. With 1,100 votes cast for a off-cycle, springtime election. So pretty good turnout for that. But the attachment there just shows all of the documents we did have. From the unofficial results, there was one vote different. That was explained to us by one of the clerks from the village when they came in. But all of the canvassing committee documents are there for you to scan through. Anyway, congratulations to Corey and Greg for getting reelected, and most importantly, thank you to them for their willingness to continue to serve the community.
Yeah, you're welcome. Next item of business then is the official oath of the new school board members.
Yeah, so it's technically it's a page to sign, but over the years we've usually at least read off, someone has at least read off what the oath says. So I don't know if who wants to be the.
Matt, do you want to read it to us?
just read off what it says.
I think we should hold our right hands up and do the.
Ready? I, Corey Munson, who has been duly elected to the Board of Education of the School District of Clear Lake, but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
but swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Wisconsin, and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
All right.
So, sign that. That makes it official. The important thing is to have the oath signed. About I think April 25th is the date. It's important. I always have that taken care of by that date. So, the way our calendar works out, it usually works out right away to have it at this April meeting. So,
Nettie, when you get over that cold, you're going to have a lot of signatures to.
I can do that.
and then at the May meeting. Yeah, she'll still fill that bottom. And then just a reminder, at the May meeting is when the board does the official reorganization after the election, when everybody's officially, so. All right.
All right, thank you, Chris. Next item of business then, selection of board representative for CISA 11 annual convention on June 1st.
So they call it a convention, but it's like the equivalent of our annual meeting. It's statutorily required. They have to have an annual meeting every year. And I can't remember.
I've done it the last couple of years.
Matt, you've gone the last.
I'd be happy to do it again.
Yeah. Matt, want to go? Yeah.
I don't know that we're going to fight you for it.
Yeah.
It's June 1st. Is that a Monday night? I think
Yeah.
I left.
I don't
I didn't. It didn't have a time yet.
Yeah, Matt, thank you.
Okay, so Matt's gonna do it again. Okay.
I don't think we need to have somebody go, do we?
If nobody goes, it's not like we're gonna get penalized or anything
Right.
like that. No. So,
It does not look good, Greg.
No, yeah.
but yeah, it's we're okay there. So
There was
And-
a lot of years that we haven't sent people to it, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, it's not. Every district is invited to send a representative. It doesn't mean that there has to be somebody. Yeah,
Right.
Good point. Thank you.
All right, next item of business, appointment of a board member to hand out diplomas at commencement.
Yeah.
Anybody
So
got any seniors on the team?
No, that is next year.
So me and you'll go next
Yeah.
year. You're speaking.
Matt, is he walking? Aiden walking?
Hayden's walking this year.
Yeah. So do you want to hand out diplomas or not? Or because some board members,
I will if you want me.
some board members don't want to. It's like I just want to be
You don't
a
have to
mom or a
go
dad
on
and
to,
sit
'cause
and
I'll do
stand.
it. I
So-
like doing that job.
I'll help you hand them out if you want.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. I think I'll actually need to be with Aiden most of the time.
Yeah,
anyways.
just
Yeah.
sit in the stand. Yeah, sit out.
So,
Okay, sounds good. Corey and I both will.
Okay.
Unless you want to do it by yourself, Corey, you're gonna.
I mean,
No, you can do it.
one or two, so either one's fine. And then I got a senior too, so I'd like to hand in his diploma when we go through when he comes up. So I talked to him
Right
about
on.
that. So, and then somebody to give the welcome. So you guys can fight over that too, however you want.
You beat me in the election, so it's all good.
Only because I was listed first, probably.
I don't remember who did
You do
mine.
good.
All right, I'll do the thank you, or the welcome.
Okay, so Greg's gonna do the welcome, and then Greg and Corey hand out. Okay.
All right, well then the next item of business are superintendent notes, Mr. Chris Peterson.
Okay, and I knew the open part of the meeting would fly pretty fast, and I actually I was doing my notes. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff on here, so I guess, but I'll still go through it quickly. But it's that I got done with this. I'm like, man, it's that time of year. There's just a lot going on. So I always too. last month I want to remind people who might be listening to follow our social media, our Facebook, Instagram, our webpage, live feed for just the good things going on around the buildings and in the district. There's always good stuff happening. A heads up to just a minor thing, but the Dunn St. Croix Conference, which we're a part of, we're going to switch platforms for scheduling. When we do the online scheduling and schedule referees and facilities and stuff like that. So we've used our school today for a number of years in Clear Lake, and really pretty much everybody across Wisconsin. Our school got bought out by a company called Arbiter. And so everybody was encouraged, and everybody's transitioned over to been using Arbiter. There's been quite a bit of dissatisfaction across the state with it, and so there's another group called Bound, which some of you might have seen, like their website. They kind of replaced the old. Help me out. Why am I forgetting? WisSports. Yeah, WisSportsNet or not WisSports.
Max
the other-
Preps.
It's
Anyway,
It'll come to me.
it was WisSports.
It used to be.
But anyway, now it's a website that promotes high school sports and. No, I'm talking about the online, the news side of it. So Bound has the news side of it, but then also, yes, thank you. They also offer a product that does what our school did or what Arbiter did. And some conferences and some schools have tried it out and they just find that it's a lot better. They came and presented to the Dunn St. Croix. So as a conference, we voted to switch over to Bound. And actually, I think there's hardly any conferences left in Northwest Wisconsin that haven't switched over to Bound. So just a heads up so you'll see over the summer it'll switch, like on the webpage, probably it'll look a little bit different slightly, but it does the same things. It's it's how people come and schedule the facility as well as part of that same service. So we had an in-service on April 2nd. We did various topics, but one of the things is you guys recall purchasing the E3, Emergent 3 safety app, and so we had the initial training on that. So we're not up and running with it totally by any means, but we had several first responders come in, and several of our police officers and our EMS crew was in. Some of our EMS crew leaders were in there. We've got another in-service coming on April 27th, and one of the things we'll do there all morning is get recertified for first aid, and we'll also do CPR training for our district staff. And then that night, too, the high school staff is going to have their ACP night, where they go out and visit some businesses and academic career planning night. So that's kind of replaced that fourth night of parent-teacher conferences for high school. That was very low attended, so it's a different way to kind of use that night with the staff. So we've been doing forward testing, pre-ACT testing, all the state tests. Interviewing for some open teaching positions, looking at next year's scheduling. That's been a big thing, particularly in the high school. Finalizing, staffing plans for next year. Working on the supply orders and budget orders with teachers and staff for next year. A lot of summer school planning and preparation been going on for a few months. We've had a food service administrative review, or like a food service audit from the DPI. They were here today on site. There's been a lot of prep work going on the last few weeks with especially Mrs. Petter and Mrs. Nordby for that, and then they were on site today going through things and observing our lunch lines and breakfast lines and so on. That's going well. We just from news from Madison, they've been working, trying to negotiate a tax relief bill, property tax relief bill, and that just is not getting much anywhere, but it's ongoing negotiations between the governor and legislative leaders. One of the things that we're hearing consistently from both sides, though, is that special ed reimbursement rate of making that up to that 42% like they intended in the budget last year. So it was the amount of money they allocated was falling short, and so that's one of the things that they've pretty well committed to. So that's optimistic news for us. So hopefully that comes true. Some of the other issues, not so much. Not making much headway. School perception surveys will go out next week, early next week, to parents, students, and staff. A lot of graduation preparations going on. We're only about a month away, so graduation's a bit early the way the calendar falls this year, May 15th. Some fun elementary activities that have been going on. They had the 4th grade National Parks presentation open up to families coming in to check that out and across the school. Had a fun assembly at the end of March for Warrior Pride Awards, and also had a faculty 6th grade basketball game, which was entertaining for a number of reasons, but nobody got hurt. Or none of the old people got hurt, I should say. And then Mrs. Anderson, FAST, the acronym, that Community Connection parenting class has been going on with St. Croix Valley Foundation, or
Resource Center.
St. Croix Valley Resource Center, thank you. That's been going on here now again this spring. So spring sports are up and running. Baseball, softball, track, and golf all had their first contests. Weather's been fairly cooperative so far. The drama club's been resurrected. They had their performances the weekend of March 27th. Did a fantastic job. I took it in a couple of times. The first one, I think it's like 6 years. I think 2019 might have been the last time. So 6-7 years. VAC, 5 kids qualified for state. Visual Arts Classic. Forensics, 4 kids qualified for state. Solo and ensemble for band and choir. I don't have the exact number of kids, but a number of multiple kids qualified for the state. A lot of kids had high scores, even if they didn't make it to state. Clear Lake hosted the middle school honors. Lakeland honors band and choir last Thursday here in our school in the afternoon, and a performance that night. FFA banquet is this Saturday night. FCCLA's got an upcoming event at the state that they'll be taking kids to. We got prom coming up April 25th, school staff appreciation week, all that stuff between now and the next meeting. So it's that time of year. There's just a lot going on. So some future agenda items too, that just looking ahead, we'll have some Neola board policy updates next round, starting up next month. We'll be probably bringing a math resource for the elementary school for the board to approve. That's been a planned thing next month. We'll be issuing contracts for 26-27 for all teaching staff and all staff. Hopefully we'll have a wage and benefit update by then too. And then we'll, and just a reminder, we're planning to do the April 29th board retreat and board workshop too. So that's a lot of stuff. So I made up for the shortness of the other part.
Thank you, Christopher Peterson. The next item of business is our contemplated closed session. Pursuant to Wisconsin Statutes 19.85, paragraph 1C, 1E, and 1F, the board will discuss staffing, discuss employee compensation, deliberate or negotiate the purchase of services, and consider the financial, medical, social, or personal histories of disciplinary data of specific persons. I'll pull the board. Matt?
Yep.
Corey?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Christie?
Yep.
Nettie?
Yes, from a private room in the basement.
We are in closed session.
As soon as I figure it out, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, we're back in open session here. So next item of business is future agenda items. Anybody have anything they want to bring forth?
Nope.
All right, seeing none, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
A second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes at 8:40, 8:51. 8:41.
Say 50, then it sounds better.
All right, we're adjourned.
Put 8:42 because we